When the elevator malfunctioned, I calmly pressed all the buttons with my 6-month pregnant belly, crouched in a corner, and waited for rescue. In my past life, I panicked and frantically called my husband, Raik Chen, to come save me. He arrived with a rescue team, but his mistress, Myra Chen, had a heart attack, causing him to miss the rescue and lose his goddess. On the day I gave birth, he dragged my weakened body and stabbed a knife straight into my heart. I wasn't by Myra's side when she died. How desperate she must have been. Now it's your turn to taste that despair. With a strange noise, the elevator plummeted downward. Only then, through the searing pain, did I realize what was happening. I've been reborn, in my past life, during elevator maintenance. Myra Chen deliberately removed the warning sign. Unaware, I stepped inside in a panic and called my husband, Raik Chen. As a result, he missed his mistress's plea for help. This time, I absolutely won't interfere with his heroic rescue of the beauty. I quickly pressed all the buttons to slow the descent, then I hit the intercom button in the elevator. After a few seconds, a voice came through. What's the matter? Elevator malfunction in Building 36, Unit 1, help me. I gripped the handrail in the elevator tightly, bending my knees in a half squat. My heart filled with tension. A cold response came from the other side. Elia Lin, enough already. The whole building knew the elevator was under maintenance today. I put up the repair sign long ago. You did this on purpose. It was Li Qiong, Myra Chen's colleague. They worked at the same property management company, and Li Qiong was also one of Myra Chen's suitors. I didn't lie. I didn't see any maintenance sign. I quickly protested. Raik told me you've been acting paranoid lately, always bothering him with stomachaches just because he talked a bit more with Myra. A woman who lies through her teeth like you. Who'd believe a word you say? He hung up the call, and at that moment, a deafening crash echoed through the elevator. The sudden drop came to an abrupt halt, plunging everything into complete darkness. My heart sank along with it. This is a new residential building with low occupancy. I was just passing by to place a few potted plants. If I wanted someone to rescue me, apart from the property management, I'm afraid no one else would come. I tried to take out my phone, slowly stood up, turned on the flashlight to illuminate the space, and pressed the elevator buttons again. No response. Presumably, Li Qiong won't answer again. I took a photo and sent it to the homeowners group chat. I'm trapped in the elevator. Can someone help me notify the property management? My husband, Raik Chen, replied almost instantly. Elia Lin, I know your emotions have been fluctuating since you got pregnant. But you don't have to go looking for trouble, do you? There are warning signs for elevator maintenance placed on every floor. I don't believe you didn't see them. You just had to take the broken one. He even sent me a private message specifically. I just had a meal with Myra Chen, and you went to cause trouble for her. Now Myra is so angry she had a heart attack because of you. What exactly are you trying to pull? Seeing this, some residents couldn't stay calm. Listen, this mom. Even the property management has off-duty hours. It's this late already. Stop making a fuss. Exactly, looking at your nickname, it says room 1806. But that unit hasn't been occupied yet. Why is a pregnant woman like you still in the elevator so late at night? Stop talking nonsense. Just take a rest. What a drama queen. Reading this, I couldn't help but feel furious. Have these people all lost their minds? Without saying a word, I turned and dialed the emergency number. Reporting the address and waiting for help, just in case. I also called for an ambulance at the same time. Meanwhile, I sent a WeChat message to Raik Chen. I wasn't lying. Raik Chen, I came tonight to put the plants in place. Soon. Raik Chen called me. Elia Lin, stop messing around, okay? Myra Chen is feeling unwell with her heart, and I need to go to the hospital. If you're fine, just come back. Stop acting with me. Cry wolf too many times, and no one will believe you. I didn't. In the pitch-black space, I felt increasingly suffocated, coupled with my claustrophobia. I couldn't help but tremble. Please believe me, I'm really trapped here, and my stomach hurts so much. Raik Chen, help me. Enough, he blustered with a false show of strength. Elia Lin, stop pretending. I've seen this act too many times. He hung up the phone directly. At that moment, I couldn't help but let out a bitter laugh. placing a hand on my belly as the baby inside gave me an uneasy kick. "Hang in there, little one, the rescue team will be here soon." I forced myself to swallow hard, shivering uncontrollably. The elevator's heating had failed, and the sub-zero nighttime temperatures made me pull my clothes tighter around me. I had originally planned to just drop off the potted plant and leave, but I left my down jacket in the car and was now wearing only a sweater, shivering uncontrollably from the cold. Time passed minute by minute, yet neither the rescue team nor the doctor arrived. I could barely hold on, curling into a ball and sitting on the ground. I dialed the emergency number again, and the operator was the same person as before. His tone was stern. "Ms. Lynn, the property management has confirmed there's no one in the elevator. Don't you feel ashamed for wasting public resources?" "I don't. Please check the underground garage. My license plate is LJ136. I'm really inside. I beg you to save my child. I can barely breathe." As soon as the words fell, Lee Cheong's voice came from the other side. "Elia Lin, you're putting on quite an act. Reich already called and said you never came. If I'm lying, may I die a horrible death." With the last ounce of my strength, I said, "I'm 6 months pregnant. If I die here, when the higher-ups investigate, none of you will escape responsibility. Do you dare bet on that, lunatic?" The call ended. I glanced at my phone. Only 1 bar of signal. In this lifetime, if I don't rely on Reich Chen. Is death really my only way out? I recorded a distress video with my location attached, but it kept spinning, unable to send. The air grew thinner, and the baby in my womb wouldn't stop moving. I lay on the ground, my vision gradually blurring. Before losing consciousness, I had only one thought: if I survive, I must get a divorce. When I woke up again, I was in the hospital. A strange girl sat beside me. Seeing that I was awake, she let out a long sigh of relief. "Thank goodness. You're finally awake." Just as I was about to speak, I felt a soreness in my throat, and a strange sensation washed over me. I subconsciously touched my stomach. It was completely flat. I froze. The girl seemed to sense my emotions and softly explained, "I'm from the rescue team." By the time we arrived, it was already too late. "We couldn't save the baby. I'm so sorry. But what about your family?" "We couldn't reach them." Touching my flat belly, I couldn't hold back my tears. After a long pause, I finally replied, "He is with another woman." Hearing this, the girl immediately became indignant. "How could he do this? You're pregnant. You're in this state, and he still won't come to see you. What do you want to do?" "I'll help you." Learning that her name was Young Mai and she was part of the rescue team's logistics, I asked solemnly, "Do you have any records of last night's rescue operation?" "Yes, and that property contact person kept obstructing us. If we hadn't seen your car in the garage, we might not have found you until the next day." I nodded and asked Young Mai to give me the surveillance footage from the scene. Additionally, I hired a lawyer to help draft the divorce papers. My phone had also run out of battery. After charging and turning it on, all the messages flooded in. They were from Lee Cheong. He was apologizing to me. "Elia Lin, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I had no idea which shameless person moved the sign away. Reich doesn't know about this yet, does he? I've applied for a nutrition allowance from the supervisor. Let me come see you. I'll be there first thing tomorrow morning." Lee Cheong also called me several times, but I missed all the calls because my phone was off. "Now you're in a hurry. Where were you earlier?" Of course, Lee Cheong didn't come to find me. I called the police, and with the surveillance from the rescue team, the officers were also taken aback when they saw me like this. The lawyer arrived to handle the matter in full capacity. Lee Cheong was taken away, and before leaving, he pleaded desperately, "Elia Lin, I know I was wrong. I truly didn't expect this." There's a lot more he didn't expect. Young Mai went to the police station to testify. I thanked him and lay on the bed, taking a deep breath. Until now, Reich Chen hadn't come. I lay on the bed calling him, but after more than a dozen rings, it was Myra Chin who answered the phone. "Elia Lin, are you looking for Reich for something? He went to buy breakfast for me." "Elia Lin, don't blame him. Reich is just upset that you're being inconsiderate. He didn't mean it." I really didn't want to listen to her hypocritical words, so I just said coldly, "Tell him the divorce papers have been sent. Remind him to sign them." I hung up the phone directly. Myra Chin would probably be thrilled, but letting them off so easily, I couldn't accept it. Soon, Raik Chen called me back. Elia Lin, what do you mean? What did you say to Myra Chin? You want to divorce me? What does Myra Chin have to do with it? Didn't you cause enough of a scene last night? Hurry up and come apologize to me. I calmly listened to his scolding and simply asked, Raik Chen, you didn't come home last night, did you? If he had gone back, he would have realized I wasn't there. Raik Chen dismissed it. I already told you, Myra wasn't feeling well, so I stayed with her last night. So you stayed out all night just to accompany another woman, didn't even care that I was trapped in an elevator, and you don't care about our child at all, is that it? I couldn't hold back my anger and raised my voice. Before Raik Chen could speak, Myra Chin's crying voice cut in from the other end of the phone. It's all my fault, don't fight because of me. Raik, you should go back now. Elia Lin is still pregnant, and she might start feeling unwell again. Her tea-sipping words instantly provoked Raik Chen into a fit of shame and anger. Ignore her. If her stomach hurts, she should see a doctor. Elia Lin, if you keep making such a scene, I won't tolerate you any longer, then let's get a divorce. My heart turned as cold as ice. He didn't care about me, and naturally, he wouldn't care about the child in my womb either, at that moment. Raik Chen still thought I was joking and couldn't help but sneer. Divorce, even your parents have abandoned you, where could you possibly go without me? Raik Chen knows exactly how to twist the knife. I told him when we were dating that my parents divorced when I was young, and they each started new families, leaving no time for me. I was raised by my grandmother, and before we got married, she passed away. Raik Chen knelt by her sickbed and vowed to treat me well for the rest of his life. Now, he has broken that promise, perhaps realizing he had gone too far. Raik Chen softened his tone. Alright, I'll come back once Myra feels better, but you really need to reflect on yourself. I impatiently cut him off. Raik Chen, enough, we'll see each other soon. True, I'll be back tonight, alright. Hanging up the phone, I clutched my aching stomach and got out of bed alone. The food delivery couldn't come upstairs, so I had to go down and get it myself. Just as I reached the ground floor, I saw Raik Chen holding Myra Chin, carefully protecting her as if she were fragile. Raik, the property management said Elia Lin called the police. Maybe I should leave the hospital and explain it to her properly. No need, I think she's just being unreasonable. I'll go clarify the situation later. I won't let you be put in a difficult position. As soon as the words fell, Raik Chen looked up and saw me, instantly furious. He strode over and grabbed my wrist. You came at the right time. Look what you've done to Myra. The elevator was clearly fine. Why are you still targeting her? He flung me aside violently, and I immediately fell to the ground, clutching my stomach in pain, my face turning pale. Only then did Raik Chen notice my abdomen, and he froze in shock. Elia Lin, where is the child? A doctor passing by quickly helped me sit down to the side, then turned to Raik Chen with a furious glare. Who are you? How could you treat her like this? The patient was trapped in an elevator for 3 hours last night. When she was rescued, she was hemorrhaging heavily and unconscious. She nearly lost her life, and you still laid hands on her. Raik Chen froze in shock, taking a step back. Trapped in an elevator, I looked at him with a mocking smile. Yes, I told you. You didn't believe me. You were with that woman all night and didn't come back. I couldn't reach you. Raik Chen, you killed your own child. He was already 7 months old. Hearing this, Raik Chen staggered in disbelief. The surrounding crowd erupted in shock at the scene. My God, what kind of trash is this? He actually abandoned his own wife and child to go accompany another woman. Didn't even know his wife had a miscarriage. What miscarriage? At this late stage it's an induced labor. She's practically a postpartum mother already. It was almost 7 months. The baby would have been viable if born. Shameless. How dare he still confront his legal wife at a time like this? That mistress is way too brazen. Look at her, rosy-cheeked and glowing, doesn't look the least bit sick to me. Raik Chen turned to look at Myra Chin, who immediately panicked, her eyes reddening as she denied it. No, I didn't. Her embarrassment and panic probably weren't feigned this time. But I had already lost interest and just wanted to leave as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the doctor helped me to the ward and even brought my meal up for me. I thanked the doctor and couldn't help but sniffle at the sight of the meal by the bedside. Now, I had no one to rely on. Raik Chen rushed over at that moment, and upon seeing me in this state, he dropped to his knees with a thud right beside my bed. Darling, don't call me that, Raik Chen, I don't want to see you at all right now, get out. And just so you know, I've already called the police. I won't let anyone who obstructed my plea for help last night get away with it. Raik Chen's face instantly turned pale, and Myra Chin hurried over as well. Upon hearing my words, she couldn't help but grow anxious. Sister Elia Lin, don't call me sister. My mother only gave birth to one daughter, me. I don't have a sister as old as you. Myra Chin flushed red from my words, but she still held her head high. Sister Elia Lin, I know you dislike me. But no matter what, this isn't my fault. It was clearly you who walked into that malfunctioning elevator. Why drag others into this? You've ruined Li Qiong's life. How could he possibly know you were in the elevator? After all, you've given me plenty of trouble before. I smiled faintly, pointing my phone at her. Go on, repeat what you just said. When we get to the police station, I hope you'll still be this bold. She immediately fell silent, clearly uneasy, her eyes darting around. I let out a cold laugh and turned to Raik Chen. Same goes for you. I hope you'll be ready to explain everything clearly when the time comes. Raik Chen froze. What do you mean? Someone deliberately made me enter a faulty elevator, causing my child's death. I will pursue this matter to the end. Anyway, the police have been notified. Raik Chen, sign the agreement for me first. Raik Chen saw the divorce agreement I placed in front of him and quickly shook his head. I won't divorce. No divorce. Then what about her? Don't tell me you were just playing around. Raik Chen immediately replied, we're just friends, that's all. Myra Chin turned pale, turned around, and ran off. I pretended not to see it. Raik Chen turned to chase after her but suddenly stopped, as if remembering something, and looked back at me. Go ahead, she has a weak heart. I don't want it to be my fault if she has a heart attack. Hearing this, Raik Chen flushed red. I'll come see you in a bit. But once he left, he never returned. I had always known that between me and Myra Chin, he would forever choose Myra Chin. However, by evening, Raik Chen did show up, unusually carrying a pot of chicken soup. I asked the doctor, and she said chicken soup would help nourish you. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you. I was somewhat surprised. His expression remained unchanged. This time it was my carelessness. I shouldn't have trusted their words so easily. We can have another child in the future, Elia Lin. No matter what, I'll accept whatever scolding or hitting you give me, but please give me a chance to make it right. I don't want you to mistreat your body either. I took a deep breath, thought about it, and ultimately agreed. After all, having him around is better than not having anyone. Hiring a caregiver might not guarantee wholehearted care, and at least Raik Chen is filled with guilt right now. I can make use of him. During these days in the hospital, Raik Chen has been cooking different dishes for me almost every day. I have to say, his culinary skills are quite impressive. Today, he made me a soup with Chinese yam and pork ribs, and I couldn't stop praising it. I had no idea you were such a skilled cook. He froze for a moment, then smiled awkwardly. I never had the chance before. Don't worry, from now on, I'll make soup for you every day. Taking care of your health is more important than anything else. I ignored the unnatural expression on his face, finished my soup, and then lay down to rest. Seeing that I had fallen asleep, Raik Chen quietly left with the thermal container. I immediately opened my eyes and followed him out. Downstairs, Myra Chin quickly asked him, how did it go? What did she say? Li Qiong has been detained, and the property management company fired him. He's lost his job. In this current tough economic climate, being unemployed makes life extremely difficult. This time, it's really Elia Lin's own fault, who told her to wander into the wrong place. I had known all along that Raik Chen wouldn't give up on Myra Chin so quickly, but I couldn't accept it. I still wanted to see for myself what place I held in his heart. Now that I've truly seen him, my heart is completely dead. Raik Chen patted her head gently. Don't worry. Her attitude has softened a lot these past 2 days. I believe it won't be long before she listens to me. Even the police just treated it as a malfunction. As long as I, as the family member, don't press charges, the property management company won't fire you. Myra Chin suddenly wrapped her arms around his. You're so good to me, Reich. I'm tired of drinking these soups for the past 2 days. Find another place, okay? I got it. Reich Chen smiled and said, I heard the one in the southern part of the city is better. I'll go order a set meal later and have them deliver it to me every day. If Elia Lin finds out that your daily love meals are actually from a restaurant, would she be upset? She won't. How would she even tell? Besides, you have no idea how much time it takes to keep her happy every day. Hearing the two of them brazenly discussing how to deceive me and make me withdraw my complaint, I couldn't help but clench my fists, tears streaming down my face. Reich Chen, you're truly beyond redemption. I quietly put my phone away, confirming that the entire scene had been recorded. Then turned and walked back to the hospital room. After that, whenever Reich Chen came over, I couldn't help but frown tightly at the candy he brought, barely eating a bite before putting it down. Reich Chen couldn't help but startle. What's wrong? Doesn't it suit your taste? I'm tired of it. I want stir-fried dishes, Nanxiang steamed buns, and roasted chestnuts. This surgery has left my body severely depleted. The doctor said I need to nourish myself well, besides regular meals. The most important thing is to keep my mood relaxed. It would be best if Reich Chen just did whatever I asked. To please me, he nodded repeatedly, saying, Don't worry, I'll go buy them right now. The things I wanted were scattered in different parts of the city, and it took Reich Chen 2 hours to gather everything. I only took 2 bites before setting it aside, and Reich Chen quickly asked, How is it? Suddenly lost my appetite. I don't want to eat. Reich Chen, do you think I'm being difficult? Reich Chen, whatever you want, I'll give it to you. I nodded. You're so good to me. Of course, you're my wife. If I'm not good to you, who else would I be good to? Looking at Reich Chen like this, I couldn't help but sneer. Soon, you'll realize this was your last chance to make amends. For the next few days, I was constantly making demands, asking for this and that. The moment Reich Chen showed even the slightest hint of impatience, I would become cold and distant. Reich Chen was also afraid of our relationship turning sour, so he tried his best to accommodate me. After he left, I immediately notified my lawyer. Getting real-time updates from the police, I confirmed there was no warning sign at all at the time. But their response left me disappointed. The property management company claimed they did place the signs, but there weren't any on my floor, and they had no idea why. My gut tells me something's off here, but I refused to accept defeat so easily. While they were out buying things for me, I went downstairs to the ward. I'll stay as long as Myra Chin does. Her heart condition seems stubbornly persistent. When Myra Chin saw me, she was somewhat taken aback, then immediately looked behind me. Don't look. He's not here. He went to buy me food. You're so lucky, Elia Lin. He grants your every wish. Myra Chin's eyes were filled with envy. I couldn't help but sneer. But so what? Didn't he still throw himself at you the moment he saw you? Tell me, since you didn't give him hope back then, why are you clinging to him now? Myra Chin, you look really ugly like this. Willingly being the other woman. What are you after? Myra Chin's eyes instantly burned with rage. You're the other woman. The one who isn't loved is the pitiful third wheel. No matter when, you'll never compare to me. I nodded in agreement. I truly can't compare to you. But Reich Chen is willing to flatter me for your sake. How long do you think he can keep up this act if I don't give in? Myra Chin laughed. Whenever I want. He can come back to me at any time. Elia Lin, you're such a pitiful creature. Without your child, what can you use to tie his heart down? I sneered. Then walked up to her and slapped her hard twice across the face. Myra Chin was stunned by my blows, then angrily shouted, How dare you hit me? I'm hitting you. Go ahead and complain if you dare. Reich Chen won't protect you this time. He's trying to please me. Guess why? Because I won't let go of the person who killed my child. Whether out of guilt or fear, Reich Chen won't hold me accountable for hitting you. So you'd better behave, or else I'll beat you every time I see you. In my past life and this one, I've wanted to strangle Myra Chin countless times. Now, no matter how much I hit her, she doesn't dare fight back. After venting my anger thoroughly, I return to the hospital room. Reich Chen has been gone for 2 hours buying this meal, and I know he went to see Myra Chin again. Soon after, Myra Chin sent me a message. See, as long as I cry, he'll come back to me. Elia Lin, You can't compare to me. I shook my head without saying a word, and at that moment, Young Mai called me. Elia Lin, are you feeling better now? Our rescue team has been cooperating with the investigation, and I noticed something strange. The occupancy rate in your building is extremely low, only 3 households. After visiting them, they all said they don't return home until after 6:00 p.m., and the property staff placed the warning sign before 5:30. After 5:30, only one person went inside. Guess who? Myra Cheen. Young Mai couldn't help but freeze. How did you know? I had already figured it out. No one else wanted me dead except her. Young Mai, I'll be discharged in a couple of days. Sorry to trouble you. No trouble at all. Just let me know if you need anything. After hanging up, I gathered my thoughts, consulted the doctor, and immediately packed my things to leave the hospital. I didn't want to stay any longer to watch their act. Raik Chen only started frantically calling me after I got home. Elia Lin, where did you go? The doctor said you were discharged. Why didn't you tell me? There's no need. I was packing my things at home. Raik Chen was right. Without him, I had nowhere to go. Neither of my parents wanted me. They had their own families, but I wasn't some helpless dodder plant. I could support myself too. During my hospital stay, my studio continued operating as usual. I had requested leave from my supervisor, and when they learned I'd lost the baby, they all urged me to take proper postpartum rest. When I got home this time, I packed up my personal belongings and then called a moving company to help me move to the studio. I deliberately left behind all of mine and Raik Chen's things. Seeing them would remind him of me. I wouldn't take them away. I wanted him to come back, not see me, but find traces of me everywhere, tormenting him every single day. I also installed surveillance cameras before leaving. Raik Chen returned in the early hours of the morning. By the time he got back, I had already moved out. He immediately panicked and tried to call me, but all I left behind was the divorce papers. Other than that, I didn't speak to him. Raik Chen went completely crazy, frantically calling me to apologize, saying he shouldn't have come back so late tonight. He even posted on his social media, a dinner delayed by 2 hours, and my wife got angry and left directly. Just look at how shameless this person is, even when it's his fault. He still finds excuses to make everyone turn against me, but this time, I came prepared. I directly released their call records and video evidence. Seeing this scene, the friends couldn't stay calm and started commenting one after another. Hey buddy, have you no sense of boundaries? You're abandoning both your wife and child. Why did you even get married in the first place? Still don't realize your mistake? What kind of patient goes without dinner while watching you flirt with your mistress? Serves you right that your wife left. There are indeed people with sound values in my social circle, and I took this opportunity to distance myself from Raik Chen entirely. As for those who spoke up for him, I also seized the chance to remove them all from my contacts. When values don't align, there's no need to maintain a friendship. Raik Chen went completely berserk, so I blocked him and then went to the police station, according to Young Mai and others. Along with the testimony from property manager Li Qiong, it has now been officially confirmed that someone deliberately wanted me dead. However, since it happened in a blind spot of surveillance, there is no additional evidence. I looked at Li Qiong, his face haggard, staring at my flat stomach. Suddenly frozen, then quickly apologized. I'm sorry, Li Qiong. If you really want to say sorry to me, then tell me everything you know. I know after the property company notified you to place these. Someone must have gone in. It was a few days later, after 5:30, only Myra Cheen went in. Li Qiong remained silent, while I played the video of Myra Cheen with Raik Chen along with their chat records. Did you see that? Whether it's you or Raik Chen, you're both just playthings to her. And Myra Cheen would never actually end up with either of you. Li Qiong nodded. I know, you don't know, she was married, cheated during the marriage, and got divorced. None of you knew about that, did you? Myra Cheen's so-called heart condition is probably questionable too. Guess why the property management company made you undergo a medical checkup before starting work? Back then, Myra Cheen was perfectly fine. That's because you're not that important. I cut him off bluntly. Figure it out yourself. Okay. After saying that, I turned to leave, my hand resting on my abdomen as I walked away. my eyes empty and distant, tinged with a hint of sorrow. Lee Cheong couldn't bear it any longer and called out to me, "Wait, I know Myra Cheen likes to record short videos, and they're all saved on her personal computer, which probably hasn't been retrieved yet. It should still be in the property management company's office." Upon hearing this news, the police immediately took action, heading straight to the property management company. They located Myra Cheen's storage locker and retrieved the computer. Once opened, they finally made a breakthrough. Myra Cheen is truly despicable, always fond of documenting life under the guise of cherishing every little moment, and this time was no exception. In the video, she gleefully held up the sign, gloating, "Let's see how she survives this. She genuinely never intended for me to live," which is why she took the sign. Unaware, I stepped into that elevator, resulting in the loss of my child. Now that the truth is out, Myra Cheen was immediately taken away by the police at the hospital, while Raik Chen confronted her hysterically, only to discover it was indeed her who removed the sign in an attempt to harm me. Raik Chen couldn't hold back anymore, his lips trembling as he stared at Myra Cheen. Why would you do this?" Myra Cheen panicked. "Raik, I didn't mean to, I just wanted her to back off, to make her leave you. I never intended to harm her." "Raik, save me." Raik Chen froze. Only thinking of me at this moment, he quickly changed his phone number and called me. When the call connected, I only said one thing to him, "Have you made up your mind? Let's get divorced." "I won't divorce, Elia Lin, we won't divorce." "Okay." His words made me laugh. "Raik Chen, now that you know the woman you idolized killed our child, and you still refuse to divorce me, are you trying to repent? Fine, get in that elevator, let it free fall. And if you survive being trapped for 3 hours without warm clothes, I'll forgive you." Raik Chen fell silent, and I immediately hung up the phone. I don't know if it was this phone call that made him come to his senses, but he actually went to the property management company, found the faulty elevator, and stepped right in. When I got the call from the police, Raik Chen had fallen from the high-speed descending elevator and died on the spot. Witnessing this, the corners of my lips curled up as I took a deep breath, clutching my belly. "Baby, I've avenged you. In my past life, I was stabbed to death by Raik Chen right after giving birth, and that child was also killed by him when he threw it to the ground. Now, his death seems too easy. I originally wanted to make him pay, to live a lifetime of regret, but after he paid with his life, I didn't even get to divorce him. I directly inherited all his assets." Raik Chen's parents made a fuss, but in the end, the police handed his suicide note to me. Raik Chen said he was sorry to me and would give me all his property. The Chen parents left in a rage because they knew that even if they went to court, I would get the lion's share, not to mention there was still Myra Cheen I hadn't dealt with yet. I directly handed the evidence to them, informing them that Raik Chen was implicated because of Myra Cheen. Because of her, Raik Chen lost his child and was utterly devastated, which made the Chen parents even more determined not to let her off. I calmly smiled. Myra Cheen was sentenced to 4 years in prison for intentionally harming my child, and that was already lenient. When she gets out, that's when the real nightmare begins. Lee Cheong was also sentenced to prison. I attended the trial that day. When he saw me, Lee Cheong bowed and apologized to me. I didn't forgive him. I will never forgive anyone who aids and abets evil. When Myra Cheen saw me, her eyes burned with hatred. "Elia Lin, what's so great about you? He won't love you. He'll be mine for the rest of his life." I smiled calmly and said, "He's yours. Remember, after you're released, live well with his family." After that, I never saw her again and returned to my studio to continue my work. In the blink of an eye, 4 years passed quickly. During these 4 years, I lived very stably, with my income steadily increasing. My designs were recognized by both the company's leadership and clients, and I was soon promoted. However, the accident from many years ago still weighed on my mind. Raik Chen died, but the one truly responsible is still out there, unharmed. I never forgot that she should be coming out soon. After work, I went grocery shopping as usual, but then I received a phone call. I glanced at it. It was an unfamiliar number. Only after answering did I realize it was Chen's father. "She's been released from prison. Do you want to see her?" "Myra Cheen. Why would I want to see her? No need, and we don't need to meet ever again." After hanging up, I blocked the number. Without even thinking, I knew they would treat Myra Cheen well. About half a month later, as I had just gotten out of the car, someone rushed out from a side path, startling me into stepping back immediately. "Who are you? What do you want? Please, help me call the police. I beg you, help me. I still want to live. I just got out of prison with so much difficulty. Please." I took a closer look and realized it was actually Myra Cheen. For years had passed, and she now had short hair, with not a single unbruised spot on her body or face. Seeing her, I couldn't help but furrow my brow tightly before finally letting out a sigh of relief. Then, two elderly people came up behind her, grabbing her by the hair and dragging her back. Myra Cheen screamed loudly, "Save me, save me. I know I was wrong, it's my fault." The old woman slapped her across the face, while the old man beside her punched her nose until it bled. I gripped the handrail in the elevator tightly, crouching slightly with my knees bent, my heart pounding with tension. After Myra Cheen was imprisoned, Chen's parents went to confront her. Myra Cheen's parents stated bluntly that they would no longer acknowledge her as their daughter and severed all ties with her. After Myra Cheen was released from prison, the elderly Chen couple took her away, showing her warmth and care to dispel her suspicions. Then her nightmare began. At this point, trying to escape was impossible. I shook my head, never expecting they would pursue her here. I watched as the two of them forcibly took Myra Cheen away. Not long after that, Myra Cheen made the local news. She had jumped from a building in a suicide attempt. She didn't die but was left with severe paralysis from the waist down. The Chen family elders didn't bother with her anymore. Seeing her in that state, they simply abandoned her on the street, leaving her to fend for herself. The last time I saw her was after a colleague's dinner gathering. As we left the restaurant chatting and laughing, a beggar with a hoarse voice caught our attention. A kind-hearted colleague gave her 100 yuan. She took the money and quickly thanked him. But when she looked up and saw me, she panicked. Sitting on her makeshift wooden cart, she hurriedly fled. My colleague looked bewildered. "What's wrong with her? Am I so ugly that I scared her away?" I smiled, probably because he's too ashamed to show his face. After all, he's doing so poorly. Who would have thought that she used to be so glamorous? "You know him, met him twice." My colleague shrugged. "How pitiful. The wretched are always hateful." Myra Cheen. "You may not have a heart condition in this life, but your heart is filthy, destined to wallow in trash forever."